Hello and welcome to another Star Citizen podcast with me, BoredGamer, and the lovely Zinnia. Say hello, Zin.
Hello, Zin.
We are going to be talking about 3.19, the alpha, potentially being released within hours to live. And it literally looks like very, very soon. We've got Fleet Week starting this week, so we'll talk a little bit about that, but we've covered that before. And we've got new vehicles with the Furies, the Lynx, the Storm. So the Lynx and Storm have now appeared on the PTU, so I'm much more happy to talk about them, or at least the Storm, new and thingy and stuff and things. New ships in.
Yay!
So 3.19 looks like we're pretty close to a release candidate, if not having a release candidate. Cloud Imperium have basically said they want to potentially try and release early this week, and I think that we could be seeing a release of 3.19 live either later today or tomorrow, and that's the most likely time, assuming that they don't break the build in the meantime. 3.19 has some genuinely great features. It's not the biggest patch in the world. So we've got Lorville 2.0. What do you think of that cityscape then? You're liking how pretty it is, right? And the updates made to it?
I think it looks great. A lot more immersive.
What was the difference between when you first started getting footage and when you then got footage a little bit later? Did you notice any performance improvements, or was it much of a muchness?
Yeah, there were performance improvements. I was still getting a little bit of like frame lag if you get like really close and in between some of the buildings.
Okay.
But that might be like a level of detail thing that obviously as you get closer there's more detail. So
hopefully that's going to be optimized a bit more by now. We'll sort of have to wait and see. I do want Star Citizen to be as scalable as possible and as many different systems as possible, even at this alpha stage, because although it's an alpha is a great sort of catch-all term to deflect most criticism, the game is still live. Like, as in, it's a live service that they want people to play, and Cloud Imperium marketed it as a sort of polished patch every patch release. It's like, you can play this, look how cool it is. So it does need to be as in a good state as possible. What else have we got? I suppose we've got the new player experience. Yeah, tutorial, cool. I still think people need to get external tutorials in the short and mid-term.
From what I can tell, the tutorial is a bit basic.
Yes, but there's nothing wrong with a basic tutorial with something as complex as Star Citizen, right?
Well, with something as complex as Star Citizen, you are still going to require more complex.
Yeah.
And more like focused on certain roles and things, you know?
But it's nice to know how to get out of bed and get up to a space station, basically.
It's nice to know how to get out of bed.
I'm happy with the new player experience being pretty basic, taking you through the basics that they can then add bits on and make it more and more advanced and complex as you go along, because you don't want to learn everything simultaneously in Star Citizen. You want to sort of plod. We've got salvage contracts as well with that update, which are actually really good fun, because you can spend just a little bit of Alpha UEC getting like a single sort of 300 series wreck or something, and go there and strip it, or you can spend a lot more and when you've got a bit of rep and get like a whole fleet of ships, like where there was a recent battle. These ships are great to search and go to the cargo holds, loot their cargo holds, strip them of all their RMC, and also with the new detach feature on the tractor beams, you can strip all their weapons and components out as well. So do you think that's actually adding a load more gameplays in, or is it just sort of just a few extra bits on sort of gameplay we already had?
No, I think it's good new gameplay.
I do like the added depth. Sorry,
yeah.
After you.
No.
That's
I
exactly
agree.
What it is,
yeah.
Right? It's just a huge amount of added depth onto after you've blown someone up, you can then go and like loot their ship, and after even if it's an NPC, whatever, it's just a load more bits to do. And then we have huge mining updates. Like, I don't think people realised how big that mining update was. It has changed a huge amount, made multi-crew mining much more viable, or at least preferred in a lot of cases. There's materials that are now found only in certain planetary systems, or sort of areas, certain planets or whatever, and you will be able to make more money by basically moving certain materials from one side of the stat system to the other. It's a very, very small microcosm of future mining and cargo gameplay, but all the stats have changed. All the way that sort of mining lasers work have changed. You can use that attach feature as well to change your mining heads, and just a lot going on with that, and we'll cover that in a bit more detail once it actually goes live and once we've got some gameplay of that. However, Zin, there's still a load of known issues.
Of course.
It's night and day compared to 3.18 at the moment.
Of course.
It's like genuinely great patch, very playable, very stable. I think I might have crashed once in many hours of gameplay. The latest PTU seems to be even better from what I can tell. Obviously, this is all gearing up for Fleet Week. Can Cloud Imperium clear off some of the more egregious known issues, like the janky trams? What else is pretty bad? Invisible asteroids, you can sort of crash into sort of invisible objects. I mean, that's quite rare, but it does happen. I suspect everyone's got their own particular flavour of bug that's currently in the patch that they hate or they've encountered, but hopefully Cloud Imperium can clear up a lot of that stuff.
NPCs are still standing on benches.
But less.
No.
No?
I spawn in, I get up, I get out my room, and I'm just faced with a load of NPCs standing on benches.
So in the latest PT patch, I was happy how active the NPCs were around the expo hall. So the first time I played it, they were all bunched into a corner and sort of all just sort of had been lobotomized. But this time they were walking around pretty actively, looking at things, and I thought that was actually pretty good. But yeah, there's problems with AI and NPCs and that sort of stuff in Star Citizen. Until they fix their network code, till we get potentially server meshing or something like that, it's going to be sort of bodge fixes to get this stuff working, I think. Now, we don't know if Cloud Imperium are going to wipe for 3.19, and a lot of people keep on asking. We don't know. Cloud Imperium don't want to wipe if possible. Even if they say they might wipe, they will try to not wipe. They might have a partial wipe, but assume that we don't know.
I'd rather they say nothing than go, we're not going to wipe, or we are going to wipe, and then do the opposite.
Yeah. The default position is they don't wipe if they don't need to. If they do partial wipes, it's typically items that they wipe, so ships and that sort of stuff. So in that situation, you'll keep your rep and sort of Alpha UBC. So don't randomly spend Alpha UBC for no reason in the days running up to, well, in the hours running up to 3.19's release. But we might have a wipe, we might not. We don't know yet. They'll wipe it if they need to. Fleet Week, that starts on Friday, 4 PM UTC it looks like. That's the 19th of May. Are you excited, Zen?
A little bit.
Good, because I'm making you work some of the weekend.
Yeah, thanks.
No worries, mate. I got your back. You're going to have free fly, so people can test Star Citizen for free. You'll be given a variety of ships to use. You also be able to rent the ships at the expo that are flyable, which will be most of the stuff on display that's not in the Holo Suite. Holo Suite's obviously underneath and shows off some ships in development. There's a military parade as well. There's the Javelin Tour. There's all these military ships, a Bengal carrier, and all that sort of stuff. Might be some extra bits and bobs too. We did see that some of the Idris interior had been built out and was actually in the PTU. Do you think we might see some, like, an Idris tour or stuff like that, or do you think Cloud Imperium wouldn't have been able to hide that particularly well and it would have been leaked properly?
No. So I'd like there to be one. I'm kind of hoping there'll be something nice and new to see.
Beyond just the new sort of ships and vehicles.
Yeah, but if you remember, I don't think they leaked, or I don't think anybody leaked the Bengal, but they did tease it on Twitter.
That's a good point. I can't remember what happened with the Bengal, but I do remember when I saw it, I was like, wow,
I don't know if it was
awesome.
leaked, but they put up a picture of a Bengal cat in one of those, like, clear cat carrier bags.
They did. It was CIG actually in control of their leaks.
So we've not heard anything, so we don't know.
Yeah, but we're hopeful of new stuff beyond just the expo and the military parade in general. There might be some cool new things, new ships, little Easter eggs as well. Now, this is the main part of the podcast, Sin.
Yeah.
This is us discussing new ships and vehicles. So we're going to be talking about the Murai Fury and the Lynx and the Storm as well. So the RSI Lynx and the Tumbrel Storm. So Murai Fury. Actually, we have more details on now. We saw it in the PTU, in the expo hall. Haven't been able to fly it yet. So what do you think of the way it looks in? What do you think of its snub status? So no quantum drive. Xi'an-esque maneuverability. So it's going to be very strafey rather than fast in a straight line. But it is a snub. It is tiny, and it has just the standard version, 4 size 2 guns. What do you think of that?
It sounds good. I prefer something a bit more beefy, personally.
when you talk about beefy, you're talking about beefy in size and sort of being a bit more... okay, not...
tanky.
Yes, okay, something like a Hornet or something more medium brawler.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably me too, but if I'm in a ship, I don't mind sending other people out in smaller, less protected ships, because it's not me. They can go out and fly around. I just think that the 4 size 2 guns is quite a lot of DPS, right?
I guess the whole point of it is it's a glass cannon.
Yes.
It's probably going to be quite weak. Like, it'll be easy to take down if you hit it, but it's hitting it that's going to be the problem.
Yeah. Also, big problem with these is they are super short range. They are they're snups, so you have to have a carrier platform to deploy them on. Or I suppose they could defend bases, or you could use them just planet side, so just in one little area. But you need a mothership to transport them on. Probably be able to fit on quite a lot of stuff though, because it's so small.
Well, it's making me think of the Protoss carrier that has all those little
my god
drone ships that come out.
Oh my
That's
god,
what it's gonna be like.
That would be amazing. Oh, you need to meme that up, Sin. Launch fighters. Okay, yeah, I like that analogy. Also, like original StarCraft with carrier rushing. Okay, yeah, that's the way I would like a pocket carrier. Just a load of these Mirai Furies. Mirai. That is a new division of MISC. It is sort of high performance, but also combining human and mostly Xi'an tech together. And so you're going to see the Razor move into Mirai as a brand. You're going to see the Reliant apparently stay at MISC, but I do think they should move them into Mirai, even if they're not performance. They are still sort of high-tech alien. What do you think? Do you think the Reliant should stay in MISC, or do you think they should move to Mirai?
I think they should stay in MISC. I think they're correct in their what's the word?
Assessment.
They are correct in their assessment of that, I think.
Well, that's controversial because I think they should move to Mirai. And I have seniorities in.
I mean, I don't think it really matters that much. You've still got the ship at the end of the day.
That is true. Yeah, okay. I'm interested to know what people think. Do they think they should keep the Fury and the Razor in MISC because they originally were in MISC, and in law they could go, well, we wanted to have some more stuff like the Razor, so we made the Mirai brand or whatever? Or do you think they should move across, or do you not care? There's a brand, I don't care. Other variant of the Fury is the MX Sin. How many missiles do you think is an appropriate amount of missiles to stick on a snub? You've got rid of all the guns on the Fury, yeah? Got rid of all of them. And you went, let's have some missiles. How many missiles?
2, maybe 4.
Oh, okay. No, so 2, maybe 4. That's how many the standard Fury has with the guns.
Okay.
So on the MX, I'm thinking, let's put 10 on there. Yeah?
Yeah.
Does that seem too many?
That does seem too many.
Well, it's not 10, it's 20! It's 20 missiles, Sin.
How is
sorry if blew anyone's eardrums out there.
Is it just going to be a single volley and then that's it, you fuck off?
I think what you do, Sin, is you arm yourself and then ram. And then everything nearby is destroyed. So it's a mixture of size 1 and 2 missiles. It's just silly looking. It's just a load of missiles strapped to the front of a ship. I was thinking, with the normal MISC Fury, actually quite a strong build would be if you gave it a load of shotgun scatterguns, yeah? And then you could just go really close and boom, it's like a little shotgun ship.
Yeah.
But no, just get the MX, get the Fury MX, strap it, got all the missiles on it, launch all the missiles, go back to your ship, and then use the tractor beam, detach, to attach more missiles to it. And then go back out. You can literally just rearm them. And it just silly. Yeah, if you can get some short-range missiles for it that arm very quickly, I just think these are going to be super deadly. Because you're just able to get really close to people, just keep on launching missiles. And because it's got 20 of them, you're going to run out of countermeasures, because it can just go, well, we've got a couple of Furies, we'll just fly around him, just launching single missiles relatively close. They'll have to use countermeasures. And then we'll just launch loads of missiles once he's out of countermeasures. But yeah, silly. 20 missiles, silly. Once we're flying around with them, we'll see what they're like. I like the idea of using them in races. So you use the Mirai Fury MX in a race and allow missiles to be used.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a little bit destruction derby, but you are flying around and you've got the stamina of when do you use your missiles, because you've got loads, but you will run out eventually.
Are they going to be like lock-on, or are they going to be like rockets in Wipeout, where they fire in a straight line and you just got to line it up?
So I believe, from what I saw, that it refers to it as a bomber ship, but they are missiles it's using, the size 1 and 2
maybe
missiles.
it is not lock-on, but it's a...
like dumbfire or something.
Yeah.
No, I think they're lock-on missiles, from what I can see. Obviously, I believe you can change them.
Okay.
And I like the idea of either dumbfire or rockets, dumbfire or fire and forget. I mean, that would be great with this. Because I don't know. Once we actually got it in our hands and able to fly it, we'll know more. I think it's an interesting discussion piece with the Furies. So, something else I didn't catch myself, but I did see some other videos on. So, it's the Lynx and Storm. So, the RSI Lynx and the Tumbrel Storm, which was leaks. There were leaks about, but now it's sort of appeared in the PTU, so I'll talk about it more readily. There was a YouTube video that I saw by the Lootmeister, which I will link down below and credit them. Might chuck up a couple of pictures from that video up on screen for you to look at. But so we got the RSI Lynx, and that's straight to drivable in 3.19 or at Fleet Week. I'm not sure if it's going to be immediately available or if it's going to be available on Friday. One or the other, we'll see. So people that are wanting it to be an APC or seat a load of people, you might be disappointed.
I don't think it was ever meant to be an APC, was it?
No, but it was supposed to be a luxury version of the Ursa, and I think a lot of people were like, well, it's going to have room for 6 people in the back or whatever.
Nah, that's not luxury.
No, it is very much luxury. So you've got the pilot, co-pilot. I believe the co-pilot can use the 2 size 1 M3As on top, little slidey turret, pew, 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 pew. And then in the back, you've got 2 seats, so it's basically a 4-person carrier total, and they are sort of luxury seating. But it's like being in the back of a really nice limo, and there's some screens there that you can do your stock trading on or watch TV on, and that's the idea, and then like access to wine and food and things. That's the sort of thing going on there. Little luxury experience. It's going to be cool for touring and driving around, and it's basically if you've got a Phoenix, that's you want a Lynx. Is the sort of idea there, but it's not like a cool people carrier for a huge amount of people or an APC. It is sort of luxury touring rather than supreme combat or person transport or whatever. What do you think of that idea? Do you think that's good, or do you think it's a bit meh? Or
yeah, I think it could have had a few more seats in the back, maybe. Like that is quite lacking.
Yeah, but spacious.
Yeah. Does it have a hot tub?
It does not have a hot tub. Not I'm aware. It should have like a little... You should be able to turn the back into a sauna.
Yeah.
Or something. Lovely. So yeah, we got that. We also have something that was on the Holo Viewer. So this looks to be on concept sale during the Fleet Week. And that's the Tumbrel Storm. So I saw the blurb for this, which I'll read out before we discuss how much it looks like the Halo Scorpion. Combat-focused, one-person tank. Originally introduced in 2606 during the Second Tavaran War, the Tumbrel Storm single-operator mini-tank was built to blitz the battlefields and take out enemy artillery. Reimagined from the ground up to be faster, stronger, and more impactful than ever, the latest Storm is a true force of nature, well-suited to the frenetic landscape of modern warfare. Frenetic, I think, is uncontrolled and reckless, or uncontrolled and fast, or whatever. I think
fast
frenetic.
And energetic in a rather wild and uncontrolled way.
So it's literally, they've chucked the words at each other, frenetic, fast and energetic. Gotcha. Okay, so single-person tank already has me excited. Like, because I love the way the Tumbrel Nova looks, but it is multi-crew. There's a lot going on with that.
Yeah.
It makes you go, oh yeah, that's cool, but I do want to drive around and pew-pew by myself occasionally. So a single-person, smaller tank, I think is a good idea. It does, however, look very, very much like the Halo Scorpion. What do you think? Do you think I'm right with that?
It has similar looks.
Yeah, the sort of 4-sectioned body.
Yeah, looking at this picture here, the tank is a bit the Scorpion is a bit taller.
Yeah, with a bigger, longer turret, and it is more turreted. The Scorpion, isn't it?
But yeah, I see the similarities.
Yeah.
So like the four like wheel sections and then the body.
I like the idea of it. I like the idea of a bit of a turret, something more blitzy, and I even like in lore. Yeah, so you use these to assault enemy artillery positions. That sort of makes sense. It's a lighter tank. Sort of quite looking forward to that. I don't have much other information about the Tumbrel Storm at the moment, beyond single person, little pew tank, should still have quite a powerful cannon on it. Do I have any information about its weaponry, even from leaks?
It's got a turret.
It's got what appears to be a turret. So this is one of the other things. These are tracty, drivey tanks. Now, Star Citizen has a lot of bumps and lumps on at the moment. They are trying to improve the ground-based physics model and how that ground and wheeled vehicles drive, but it's not there yet. So once this is in the game, if we still don't have that update, it's going to be hard to drive around. People that have driven Tumbrel Novas around will know that there are issues with the Nova on certain planets and certain bumpy areas, which really it shouldn't have problems with. So we do need some updates to that.
I was going to say, I would expect it to have issues with certain terrain because it is a track vehicle.
Yeah, typically tracks are pretty good in a lot of terrain, but yes, certain terrain, swamps, and things like that, it's not going to have a great time with. I'm not sure how well they deal with sand. But
I'm thinking like big rocky sort of. It won't go over it like a 4x4 would.
Okay, I see what you mean. It'll be interesting to see how terrain and track and wheel is affected, because I suspect there will be quite a physics-based model there that will sort of like, what is the terrain type, what is the condition of the weather, and all that sort of stuff might all be calculated there to see how much traction you have, and the gravity and all that sort of stuff might be important. It'll be interesting to see where Cloud Imperium go with that, but is something like the Tumbrel Storm something that you would purchase in, something you're interested in or getting in game, or meh, not so much?
I prefer, I'm not so much into ground combat like that.
Is that because there's not much ground combat to do or reason to do it at the moment?
No.
Or is that because you're just not interested as much?
Yeah, I'd prefer to FPS personally.
Okay.
Or I would be in something like the Nova and be in a turret role.
Okay, yeah. So if you're in a vehicle, you want to be gunning but not driving necessarily, or you prefer to be a grunt or FPS. Okay.
Or I would prefer to pick up a fighter and use that.
Yes.
Have air superiority.
So obviously that is going to be the best way of doing anything, unless there are particular defences which repel ships very well, or there are environmental hazards which go, you can't use ships here. I think that's my worry with the combined arms combat stuff, is that in most situations ships win, right? Especially at the moment. And especially, I suppose now at the moment, the A2's bomb wins. Because you just go, I'm going to drop the bomb. I win! Yes, so Fleet Week starts on Friday. We've got those ships and vehicles turning up. There might be some other stuff. There's obviously going to be a load of skins. There's going to be a load of stuff to do. There'll probably be a referral reward. You can play Star Citizen for free. You can rent different ships each day. Every 48 hours, I believe the manufacturers are changing in the halls. And there'll be a whole variety of stuff. Towards the end of Fleet Week, there's going to be Drake Defense Con as well. So all the sort of Drake ships will be available to purchase and see. Typically at a slightly different area than where the main expo was, because Drake aren't technically invited because they are more military rather than military. But yeah, take a look at those. And remember, you don't need to buy any of them. You can get them in game. Try them out in game. There'll be some other cool stuff in the Holo Suite, and there may be some surprises. Do you think there's going to be any other like new ships and vehicles that might turn up, or do you think that's more than enough?
I always hope there's going to be more. It's always great. I'm sure there'll be some more stuff that will appear on the Holo Viewer that we haven't seen, or the old stuff that we have seen that still hasn't been made into a like grey box or whatever. Oh,
come on, Star Citizen, make your ships, and also make all the game. So stop working on ships so much. I like the comments and seeing the very, very totally different points of view from lots of different people. What my favourite thing is when a single person says they should be making the old ships, and they should not be working on any ships and be making the game. So what? But you are allowed to have any opinions that you want. I'm not going to overly criticise you, or at least I think it's totally valid, even though my brain keeps on jumping between things all the time as well, and opinions are allowed to change. Yes, Zin, say goodbye.
Goodbye, Zin.
We are going to start preparing for 3.19 Live and Fleet Week, and we will probably do some streams and stuff like that throughout Fleet Week with the new stuff, do some tours, and if you've got any suggestions for content that you want to see on the channel, please chuck it in the comments below. If you've got any questions, or you want to chat about anything that we were talking about in this episode, chuck it in the comments below as well. And I'm interested to know what your experiences with 3.19 are, and are you going to be purchasing any of those ships or vehicles that are new to Fleet Week? or hoping that something else magical comes out. Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, but give him a NordVPN subscription using nordvpn.com/BoredGamer or the links below, and he'll browse the internet more safely and with greater accessibility for a lifetime, or at least until his subscription ends. He can then shop for his own fish from places like Tesco's, Walmart, or Asda or something. It also makes a fantastic gift. Next time you go to a dinner party or a wedding, bring them a NordVPN subscription. Bam! You'll be the talk of the town, and it's certainly better than bringing a fish. Please remember to like and subscribe, and if you'd like to go further to support the channel, then use that join button under my videos or the Patreon links below. That would be amazing. It goes a long way to helping Zin and I be able to create daily videos, and you'll get some exclusive perks, including some videos, posts, and polls to help guide the channel. Every month we have a ship giveaway. For May, it's for an Origin 400i, the luxury exploration touring ship capable of taking 3 crew to distant stars. It also comes with lifetime insurance and a Star Citizen game package. To be in for a chance of winning that, just comment on any of my videos made during the month. More details down below. Thanks very much for watching. I hope to see you in the verse.